Original title: Mother-in-law pushed bride, causing her to die. I attended a wedding last week, and it was horrible. Everyone hated the bride and talked badly about her, even her own family. I asked about the issue, and it turns out the bride got pregnant, and the mother-in-law accused her that the bride was faking it. They went to the doctor, and when the bride was found pregnant, the bride demanded that the guy take responsibility. The father-in-law told them to get married and have the baby. The bride's family wasn't happy and told her if she had the baby, she was dead to them. The whole reception was awkward because the father of the bride is not happy, and every now and then there would be raised voices. When it was picture taking, it was even more awkward. The bride's family refused a photo because they didn't want to be a disgrace, and the groom's family refused, saying that the bride isn't family. I could tell that the bride was holding it together. The bride is actually sweet and responsible. I know that she is only doing this because she can't raise the baby alone. It was time for the family to give messages. The mother-in-law stood up with a paper and brown envelopes. I knew there was going to be hell. Then it happened. The mother-in-law said that the doctor was in cahoots with the bride, just so the bride could get money. The bride's sister stood up and said it's true, and that the bride is cheating to get pregnant immediately. For background, the sister is an attention seeker and is obsessed with the groom. Then the groom got up and started screaming at her if it's true. The bride denied, saying it's a lie and she is pregnant. The mother-in-law gave the papers to the groom, saying that the bride is lying and cheating. The father started berating his daughter, and the mother-in-law also said that she was a disgrace and faked a pregnancy just to marry his son. It went downhill from there. The family of both the bride and groom is screaming at the bride, saying she should die and should be ashamed. The mother-in-law even slapped and pushed the bride. The bride was crying while everyone criticized her. It only stopped when the brother of the groom said to call the ambulance. As I looked at the bride, I saw her entire bottom of the dress was bloody, and the bride started screaming in pain. Everyone stopped, and the groom immediately panicked, saying what was wrong. The bride didn't even get to speak because she had already passed out. It was chaos. Everyone was panicking, and the sister-in-law managed to call the ambulance. The bride's father was silent and just standing like a statue while his wife was saying the baby was hurt. I don't know what happened next because everyone was told to leave. The bride died. All I heard was that since she is physically weak to even carry a full term, the stress and the push did a lot of damage to her. She bled to death before they even got her to the ER. When I got to the funeral, there was a fight. It turns out the mother-in-law wasn't allowed inside. She kept insisting that the baby was her grandson, so she had the right to be there. It was so sad because the groom was just sitting on the bench holding their wedding photo and his baby's ultrasound. Some clarifications and context after the event. One bride's father was sad because his only daughter died. Why am I saying this? Well, the sister is a half-sister and not related to the father. The mother was also sad but kept her composure. I talked to the dad, and he said he regretted not protecting her like most dads do. He regretted pushing her away when she needed him the most. We come from Indonesia, so getting pregnant out of wedlock is seen as bad luck, and mostly the girl that gets pregnant gets dragged out and shamed. The groom was still in mourning when I last saw him. He kept his wife's wedding ring, kept a piece of her veil, and had it stitched into his handkerchief. He also kept her wedding dress. My friend told me it was in the original box it arrived in. When they bought the dress, it was altered to make, and it was delivered in a standing box. I don't know what those are called, but the box was plastic like a Barbie doll box. The mother-in-law did not get any punishment because none of the bride's family made a case against her, but she did get shunned by people there. The bride was still alive in the ambulance. However, she was heavily bleeding, so she died on the way. The baby was still alive since they cut it out of the mother's stomach, but it died after 20 minutes. I think after the edit, the baby was barely alive. Only alive due to tubes. Yes, the baby was a preemie baby, obviously. The groom moved out and moved into the house the bride and groom were supposed to live in. He kept all of the bride's stuff there. Edit for more clarifications. The bride was 27 weeks pregnant when they found out she was pregnant. She was 10 weeks pregnant. The mother-in-law was suspicious since the bride wasn't showing, according to my friend. She didn't show any signs of pregnancy, no morning sickness, nothing. Also, please do some research. Some pregnant women can have small bellies, and some don't even know they are pregnant. Sorry for the wrong information. The baby was only alive due to tubes and stuff, but it was basically dead. The location we live in is Indonesia. Our country is mainly Muslim, but the bride and groom's family isn't. But the community they live in is mainly Muslim. I don't care if you think this is fake, but I'm just sharing my traumatic experience. More clarifications, since people are stupid not to understand that life isn't a fairy tale, that good things only happen. Open up your eyes. You sad idiot, bad things happen, and no one is safe from it. First of all, English is not my first language. Second of all, I don't need to write about my experience like a fucking novel. Third of all, I'm a grown-up with a grown-up job you probably never heard of, or have it, because you just spend your day here scrolling through subreddits reading posts. So, I don't care if you think this is fake or laughing because of my grammar and punctuation. If you are wondering why some lacks context, it's because I'm just a bystander. I don't know the entire thing. I'm literally just a guest at the wedding. I didn't even know the bride and groom. What is there to understand that the baby was alive for minutes? You do know preemie babies exist, and some of them are still alive now. Yes, you can be pregnant and not have a bulging belly because not every pregnancy is the same. Also, if you think this is fake and that there is no way I'll happen to you, then I'm happy for you. But that is no excuse to invalidate what happened to the bride.
Hit subscribe, ring the bell, and if you enjoy, smash that like button.